Okay folks, I figured it was about time I'd done something with this sending unit. You can see they had it taped over with duct tape and a gasket, but it was leaking a little bit, and it's leaking down on the exhaust pipe, so that's probably not the best place to go. Now I can see in this gas tank that they have sealed it, so we should be good to go there. Don't look bad. And I notice now that it's got 4 bolts that hold the sending unit on. Now there's no sending unit for it. I've looked through all the boxes, there's nothing, you know, even close. But this was in the car. Something that I'm assuming the guy bought to maybe try to remake and fit in. And I'm going to pull one of the screws out. We're just going to see what it looks like. Depth wise, I mean, it's pretty close. Now, I don't know if it'll have if the sending unit will ever work. This was actually a 49 to 52 Chevrolet passenger car, so it was definitely 6-volt. You know, we can hook it up and see. The wires are right here to it, and we got light wires there, and then we got sending unit wires here. So you know, it's worth a try, but the main thing is getting the hole blocked. You know, I don't have a problem with keeping fuel in it, so. But let me take this one bolt out. Now we got to decide whether we're going to make an adapter or how we're going to go ahead and do this. But I just want to make it look decent. That's the main thing. And here's what we got. So what I can do, I mean, I can make a plate. It's going to bring it up probably a 1/4 inch maybe, and I could countersink these 4 holes and bolt this to it. Just make an adapter, and that'll keep us from having to try to fabricate anything or you know, make it look bad. We want it to look as good as we can make it look, and then we can just run our wires up here and hook them up, and you never know, you might get lucky. I kind of doubt it, but anyway, it will cover the hole up, and that's our goal for now anyway. And looks like it's been leaking quite a bit around it for some time, and I don't think they've got a vented tank on it, or vented cap, so we're gonna see about a cap. It probably needs to be vented. It might be vented. This is under pressure. I think it should be vented, honestly. Sitting back here, it can get hot, and that would force fuel forward too. So they actually offer a cap on eBay. It's for this, but whether it's for it or not, I don't know. But you know, there's a lot of stuff you put in it says fits Elcar, but that don't mean it is actually for it. It's just people do a lot of advertising just to try to get people to their products. So there's 2 bars that go in here, one on each side, and they come up and back, and that's what the spares mount to. I don't know if I'm missing some parts or how it works. I'm gonna have to figure it out, but I do know that the bar on the passenger side is bent pretty bad. It's not coming out and setting level like the bar on the driver's side, so we'll have to figure that out. But like I said, this is our next thing. This is our goal, is to get this done. Probably just do it round, and let me see, I'd prefer to do it out of steel. If I do it out of aluminum, I could paint it, but then if you paint it and it gets gas on it, it's going to peel off. But if I do it out of steel, you know, at least if it'll look right. I mean, look better. If for some reason it, you know, got a little surface rust or something on it, you could tell it was steel anyway. So don't know of any other good way of doing it. So I think that's what we're going to do. And that float is touching the gas down there, so you know, I don't know if it's going to work or not, but you know, not a big issue. Let's see if we can get this done and see how thin we can make it. See if we can find some socketed cap screws that are really short, that are 1032s or whatever that is, and then we'll make some gaskets. Okay, we're going to use this into one of these pulleys. I'll narrow it up, but I just happen to have them. They're the right size. I've got a bunch of them. Don't know where they come from. I think a buddy of mine gave me a bunch, but the belt pulleys are like 1/4 inch. They're small, so I figure we'll cut one up. And okay, here's our piece we cut. So we'll get the machining on it, and like I said, make it bolt on. We'll narrow it up though. It's probably almost 3/4 of an inch. We're going to take it down to about a 1/4 inch. Okay, I wanted to show you something. This is called a FEDO tag. and I think they only done this for like 2 years, 27, 28, maybe 29, I'm not sure. It just says Elcar. It has the Pegasus here, which was sort of Elcar's emblem, and but something about this is a little different. This is the reason it's called Feddo. It's some kind of federal tag. I guess they was having a lot of trouble with stealing. I don't know if it was the Soggy Bottom Boys from the Old Brother War Art Thou or Babyface Nelson or what, but it's having a lot of thieving problems, and this was sort of the security tag that was able to identify this car even if you took the VIN number plate off. And there's one other 27 5-passenger sedan that I know of like this one, but it don't have the Feddo tag. I don't know if it's an early 27 or for what reason it don't have it, but it don't have it. But this tag, I think there's 2 different ways in this tag, and I don't know if I can get it where you can read it, but there's actually 2 ways that you can read the VIN number. One in them little 5 and something. I hope you can see it better than I can, but it's really hard to read. But I guess a magnifying glass would make it nice. And then on the outside of the Elcar, you can see between the C and the A, it looks like an 8. But anyway, that was a safety thing that they done. It's sort of an encoded description of the VIN number. So anyway, I thought that was neat. I wanted to show you. Okay, folks, got it cut out. Now we're going to do the 4-bolt pattern with a gas tank, and then we're going to countersink them. I'm hoping I've got some socket-head cap screws, and then we'll go from there. Okay, we've got the holes drilled, got countersunk. Didn't use socket-head cap screws, just used countersink with Allen head. So now we've got this. We're going to set it in where we want it and mark the holes and drill it, and then we'll make some gaskets and try to put it together permanent here. Okay, we got this thing finished up, getting ready to make the gaskets for it. As you can see, I ended up using 832, and they fit good. I've got flat heads, so they look, like they're supposed to be there. Now I had to move the whole center of the sending unit down a little bit, probably 1/16 of an inch, maybe a little more, just to clear the bolt holes here. But it'll seal up fine. We're gonna make a gasket for it and get it around it, and I think we'll be all right. All right, let me get the gaskets made and I'll show you that. Okay, we got our gasket made here, our first one, and I'll go ahead and get this part of the plate bolted on. And let me see, I'll face this forward. We'll get that on there real quick, and then we'll go. All right, gasket's on, bottom one's on. We'll make a top gasket and get this under your neck. We got 2 jobs going on here. I'm working on that. Noah's pulling his transfer case down. All right, you ready for me? Yeah. Shifter. All right, no. Where's our new one? If I got to pull this bearing.
It's over there in the Elcar. You want to grab it?
Okay. Shaft's out. Probably going to pull this needle bearing out and put it in this other one.
Is that one? Can you see stuck to that one?
No. Looks fine. Yep. I'm going to pull this bearing out and put it in there. It's got a freeze plug in it.
That one, let's see.
Well, that'd be a good way to get it out. Just knock the freeze plug right on out with it, and that'll keep the bearing from hurting it on this one. See if we can do it. Okay, we need to get this needle bearing out, and that is a freeze plug popped in there that we can get through from this end. And I'm sure they do it to keep it from oil from passing through, but we're going to knock this out to get that out. It might be a good way of not tearing it up, so we got to find something to slide through here.
Not even pressing, is it?
No. It's coming out. It's pushing it. Stops it. What or something. Either way, it's going to come out. There it is. Alright, let me go find me something good to put this in with. Okay, bearing's in. Got some grease on it. I'm going to stick this thing back together. Okay, we got it back together. Noah's putting the yoke back on. We'll clean these covers up so we can reseal it and clean everything out and get it back together. Good to go. I got lock washers on it. Don't look too bad. I guess if somebody don't know any better, they're not going to know the difference. So, all right, let's get back on that transfer case. Okay, we just about got transfer case together. Okay, when I was back here messing with this thing, I thought that these two wires were the wires, I'm sure they are, that go to that sending unit. And of course these three are the ones that go to the light, I'm assuming. Now I did see a blue one coming from the fuel gauge, but my issue is I shorted this blue one out and it threw a spark. Yeah, still throwing a spark. So why do we have power back here with the key off and everything? So we got to figure that out. I don't need to make that into a fuse, hook power to it and blow the tank up, right? So anyway, and I'm trying to figure out this spare tire mount. I thought that was bent, but I don't think it is. I think it's just made to go around the tank. And then this, I'm sure, goes right here and comes out to a flat. In the pictures I see these bars, but I cannot figure out how that mounted to the rim. So I'm lost. We'll keep looking at pictures and hoping I can figure it out. But that's just an old spare rim I got, so it's not in real good shape, but it'll do for now. Okay, well, I'm going to get my wiring diagram out. We'll see if I can't trace this wire and see why it's got power on it and see what the yellow one is. I would think that one just should be ground and one should be to the rheostat, I guess is what it is. And I'm sure the ohms may be different on this one than what our gauge is. But I do know this come off a 6-volt system. And that was, you know, I know this is a 6-volt system. Both of them were, well, I don't know, the other one might have been negative ground, I don't know. We're just going to hook it up and see what happens. But I don't think it should have power on it. So we're going to check that out first before I do anything. And I'll show you and more as I go. Okay, transfer case is done. I'm not going to put it on the transmission yet, even though I know it fits. We'll wait till we get it in the truck. It'll be a lot easier. So we'll do that maybe this week or the next weekend, one or the other. But it's ready. The reason I've done this, you know, this is $60 for that input. And I know a lot of people said, well, you know, transfer case, you can get one here, you get one there, or whatever. And I could have, but you can't buy a transfer case for 60 bucks first. And second, even though I did have a friend that told me, hey, I got one with a 4-speed, that transfer case, same 208 that would fit on it. You know, it gave us a chance to tear it apart, let Noah see how it's done, and some experience. So it's ready, and we'll get on that one soon. Okay, here's the wiring diagram. Here's what I ran into. Right here at the gas gauge, and you got the sending unit. The sending unit's got 2 wires coming out of it, and one goes to each side of the gauge. One of them actually does go to power. So I don't know what to do about that. I don't want to hook it up. I don't want to take any chances on it. I need to look at the schematic for maybe a 4852 Chevrolet and see what it is on theirs, and then I'll go from there. And maybe we'll play with it a little bit later, but I don't want to take, like I said, take any chances on it. I'd rather the gas gauge not work than to cause, you know, some major issue here. So, but this is the wiring diagram of the car in entirety. Every bit of this. That's all the wires that's on this car. So it's not hard to work on. All right. Appreciate everybody watching. Bye.